Hello, and this is a demonstration video of my website, the Animal Emporium. Its goal is to create a vetting process, unlike other pet selling websites which do not have this and allow you to simply put animals into a cart and buy them directly. This will put users through a vetting process which will be healthier for both the user, the seller, and most importantly, the animal. So to start with, we're going to start with the home. We're going to start with the website, and then we're going to integrate the database in with it as we come across it. So starting with the home page, we have a slideshow showing some animals: bearded dragon, a gecko, and snake, a boa constrictor. And we have the weekly hours. So, there's some hours in the morning that are open for the employees to take care of the animals. We have a location, some contact information, a email, a phone number, and a location, because this is a physical facility for people to go and visit animals if they so choose before they make a purchase. And we have a nice little quote from one of my favorite animal people, Jane Goodall: "Having respect for animals makes us better humans." So naturally, most people are going to want to look at the animals next, and we have our first Caspio embedded plugin. So this is going to be search, animal, and price, and I'm going to explain how all of this works. So from the back end of the website, this page looks like this. This is the embedded script for the data page from Caspio. So we're going to start with the data first, and then we're going to move on to the data page. So we start with the table, and this is all the information that I want to either display or use: animal ID, photo, animal type, description, price, sex, diet, birth, weight, and length if it's available, first posted, and animal search, which is going to be an invisible one. This isn't going to show up anywhere in the searches, but it will be used for the search. So this one, price, and animal type are all key areas that are going to be used for the search data page. And then if we go here, we can see we have plenty of information and plenty of animals to look through. So we get to the animal page search, and we choose gallery because we want it to look like a product page. And we're pulling all of the data from the animal page. And we want to show the results on a new page, and of course, user design, place the cursor in the first field. And these are the selected fields for the search form. Like I said, animal type, price, and animal search. Now this is the important part. So search is going to be a text field, and the comparison type is going to be contains. So then animal is going to be a drop down, and it's going to be a lookup table or view. And what this doesn't show is there's actually both. There's this invisible display here that is going to show up as an invisible drop down, for blank. And then if we go to price, it's going to be a text field, and the comparison type is going to be greater than for upselling. So when we get to the results page, once we actually do a search, it's going to show the photo, the animal type, the price, sex, diet, and birth. I'll get through this real quick so we can do an actual search. Of course, we don't want anyone to edit these records. And then with the results page, we want to show the photo. This is how we want to show the photo: as an image with 400 pixels by 400 pixels. And there's a default image in case there isn't an image that we've inputted yet. animal type will be displayed, the price, the sex, the diet, and the birth. Just a quick overview for people to look at on the results page. This is how it will be organized. And then to get to the details page, I enabled the details page, and to get to that details page, you're going to press the photo. And then I said, if there's skip the results page if there's only one record found. So it'll go directly to that results page, or directly to that details page. So here's where it'll show all the information you need, and here's that invisible area where it doesn't really need to show those tags. And once again, in the details page, you can customize all of these. And then, again, on the details page, I want you to be able to navigate to next and previous records in case you saw something you liked. And then a link to the results page to get back. And then a link all the way back to the search form. So we'll cancel that. We'll get back to the animals page. And we'll do a search. So let's say, for the search sake, this is the one that uses tags instead of a full name because it uses contains. If we search boa, anything that contains boa will show up. So all of our boas are going to show up. Rainbow boa, boa constrictor, boa constrictor, boa constrictor. Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes I forget. I have to press search again instead of the back page. Same thing with the drop down. You can go to corn snake and press search. And here we have that default image where it's just a question mark saying, hey, we have a photo that's waiting to be put in there. And here it'll show that, animal type, price, sex, diet, birth. And if we click on one of these, this is where you get all that information, the description, the animal type, everything you want, including first posted if it was available. Oh, sorry about that. I did it again. And same thing with price. So if you do, let's say you're looking for a boa constrictor that is $200 or more. So you're going to show up. Remember, there were three boa constrictors categorized as boa constrictors. So it cut out one of them and included only two of them. So boa constrictor and boa constrictor. And here you can see where I learned my lesson about the images being a little bit more square. And then going back to tables, and here there's always this part, which is hopefully going to direct the person to the next page. Please always check our terms and conditions page before contacting us about purchasing. So hopefully they go to terms and conditions. They'll read all of our entire page about shipping, including winter shipping, and then everything about overnight shipping. I noticed FedEx was the facility of choice for a lot of these companies, and then a warranty for a loss of the animal, unfortunately, if that does happen. So hopefully the next step people will go to is contact us, which is simply another Caspio form, but this time it's a submission form. So this is where they will be another part of the vetting process where they'll tell us about their home setup, or have any questions about the animals, or want to set up an appointment to interact with them before they make their final decision. And of course, another part of the vetting process is payment will be dealt with at a later date once we've decided you and the animal are a healthy match. So with this one, I required first and last name to be required, and email to be required as well. If they want to add their phone number, they can, and then their message, which is a text area. So if we go back to the back end of the website, you can see the script and the short code again, which is, it looks very similar, but it is different. And then we have our contact us table, which is contact ID, first and last name. And then I have our full name as formula, which is just first name plus space plus last name, just to get a first and last name in our data sheet, so in case I ever need to pull that for something like an invoice. So I have some messages in here already from some superheroes and Brianna Belton, and they made some messages, put their information in, and there's also a invisible timestamp so that I know when the information is or the messages are coming in. And from the contact page, hopefully they will go to the pay page. And unfortunately, this is the part where I was unable to finish my work. But I did have an idea of a solution, thanks to Dr. Wong. He suggested I use Stripe, and I found out that we could create a payment processor. Unfortunately, due to Caspio plans and pricing, it's more of an enterprise level ability, so it's out of my reach. So but the way it would work is I would create a payment processor, and I would create a Stripe account, link it to Caspio, like this, and then I would add payment options to a submission form, similar to the submission form on the contact page, except I would put in information such as credit card and expiration date and security code and things like that, like when you check out from Amazon and things like that, billing information, billing address, or just the address itself of where the product is going. So this is how it would turn out. And the solution I was thinking of was to use the animal ID to link to the price, because the price might not be unique, but the animal ID is unique. So if I could somehow populate the amount according to the animal ID, then the customer would be able to get to that payment page, and with our end, they would be able to make that payment, but they wouldn't know that animal ID. Well, that's one thing I would change, is that I would hide that animal ID so that they wouldn't know that. So then going through all of this, the final thing is that you'll be able to view some transaction logs from all of that. And that's my final project with this website tied together with this database. And I wish I could have gotten to the area where I could use these customers, where it did have a lot of that information included, and then it would go into the actual billing or shipping information, shipping address. Unfortunately, like I said, because I wasn't able to get to the pay function, I wasn't able to get to that table and that data. So that is the completion of my website.